Hello students, this is Dr. Faraz Alam, Department of English, Bundelkhand University, Jhansi. Today my topic is essentials to be a good plot for a drama. Actually students, this lecture is going to be a very important for those students who study drama. There are some essentials according to Aristotle to judge a plot whether it is strong or loose or weak, we can say. So while studying drama, we have to evaluate the things by our own, whether the plot is strong or not. Let's move. What are the essentials? Let's see what are the essentials of a drama. Aristotle says that there are 5 essentials to judge a plot whether it is strong or loose. The first is exposition. According to Aristotle, exposition should be good. Means to say, characters of the play should be introduced very well. Audience must know about the character's history. So, if the exposition will be good, audience will take interest while reading drama. One thing, if the writer wants to give the background history, he uses prologue, which is given while before starting a drama. Before starting a drama, some writers they use prologue to know the characters well. Audience must know the character history. That's why the lecture, the drama will be very interesting, and if the plot is good, it makes the drama interesting. Now we are going to learn what is the second, according to Aristotle, thing to judge a plot. The second thing is development. There should be a proper development in the story. Development means story should not be stopped at one point. Students or the readers must know that the story is moving continuously. So it makes the story interesting. If there is no development, the plot will become loose. The proper development, how can we judge there is a proper development if the story is moving? For that, there must be a conflict, which is the third essential to be a good plot according to Aristotle. This is conflict. Conflict. According to Aristotle, conflict is the soul of a drama. Conflict means to make the things confuse, or there are 2 types of conflict. While reading the drama, we have to evaluate whether there is internal conflict or external conflict, or it may be possible that both are the conflicts will be there in the drama. So what is internal conflict and what is external conflict? We have to learn this. External conflict, you know about the protagonist or the hero. According to Aristotle, there should be a concept of a hero, that hero should be honest, hero should be brave, hero should be a famous personality, because fall of a layman does not affect the society. So according to Aristotle, he says hero should be famous. So that is the important person. The story moves around him or her. So protagonist. If antagonist, who is villain, antagonist is taking any action against protagonist, that is the example of external conflict. Do you understand? External conflict is the action performed by the antagonist against protagonist. That is the example of external conflict. We see in the movies there are fighting between the hero and the villain. We see that is the example of external conflict in the drama. And what is internal conflict? Internal conflict, it is what is going on inside the mind, what is going on in the mind of the character. That is the example of internal conflict. What he is going to think, what he is thinking, what is there going on in his mind. That is the example of internal conflict. As we see Dr. Faustus, Marlowe's Dr. Faustus, only internal conflict is there, no external conflict. Only internal conflict when Faustus was undecided to whether he has to learn necromancy or not. In some place we find both external and internal conflict, as in The Tempest by Shakespeare. Both conflicts are there, external as well as internal. So while reading a drama, we have to evaluate these things. This is the third very important essential to be a good plot according to Aristotle. What is the fourth thing? The fourth one is climax. That is climax. Climax is that point, that important point which is very important in the end, that is called climax, very important and interesting point of the play. That is the climax. So according to Aristotle, climax should be good. There should be a proper justice, poetic justice. According to Aristotle, poetic justice should be there in the end. Means hard working should be awarded and evil should be punished in the end. That is poetic justice. If the characters, any character of the play is doing well, he must be awarded in the end. And if the end is not about your expectation, if there is no poetic justice, the author must give important cause or reason what is going to be happened in the end and why he is giving this type of end. We should understand it. So according to Aristotle, these four things are essentials, and fifth one is also there, that is denouement. Denouement. Though most of the critics, they say denouement is not the essential part to be a good plot. What is denouement? They say the scenes should be connected. Each and every scene should be connected. There should not be any extra activities or performance by the characters. It makes the plot loose or weak. So there should be, everything should be essentials and should be connected. But nowadays we see there are some 3 or 4 stories are running at the same time, as we see in Ekta Kapoor serials, TV serials, 2 or 3 families stories, 2 families or 3 families stories are continuous in the play. So they are sometimes author is unable to connect the scenes. So most of the critics, they say this is not the important part. It may be, but the these are the 4 essentials part to be a good plot. If they become loose, the plot will become loose. So according to Aristotle, he says that there should be a place of time there are three unities of time: unity of place, unity of time, and unity of action. Three unities according to Aristotle. That is also important to see. These three unities, whether the writer is following or not. What is unity of time? According to Aristotle, unity of time is the circuit of the sun, means 24 hours. The play must be ended within 24 hours. Nowadays it's not relevant because editing is there, and they are in early stage the dramas were performed on the stage, they were live, but nowadays this is not a live show. So this unity of time will not be implemented this time. We cannot see, because we have editing now. After editing we have the programs for 2 hours, for 3 hours. We don't go to the background then. Unity of place, according to Aristotle, it should be, it should be one place. A drama has at least less places should be used, because when earlier time it was performed, dramas were performed on a stage, so the setting of the stage will be changed. They were changed. They changed the settings. If they want to show the scene of a kitchen, they want the background will be according to the kitchen. If the author wants to show the scene of a park, so the background will be according to the park. So it took too much time to change the settings. And why is literature taught to you? To make you feel something, to realize something. There should be emotion amongst you while reading the drama. It creates emotion. So that emotion will not be there amongst the audience if you give a lot of time to think them or to make them busy in other activities. It should be, drama should be continued. But nowadays, editing is there, so we don't need it. We don't need to evaluate these things. Background, unity of place also. But unity of action. In his Poetics, Aristotle says he has much talked about unity of action in comparison of these two unities, unity of time and unity of place. He has much talked about unity of action. Action should be performed perfectly by the characters, and the characters should have the proper reason to perform the action. Audience must know about his action, what is going to be done in the play, what is going to be happen in the play. But there must be a conflict also, confusion. It creates suspense also. So he says you have to create suspense in the drama. It makes the plot strong. So the action of the character who is going to take any action, there must be a reason behind it. He must have reason. Actually, for that, sometimes it happened, something is going on in the mind of character, and he wants to take any action. But for that, the writer uses soliloquy or dramatic monologue. What is dramatic monologue? It's a type of comprehensive soliloquy in which the character expresses his own thought without being interfered by any other character. Audience is knowing he is going to do, he speaks some words, but audience can hear, but the other characters cannot hear. that is soliloquy in the drama. So soliloquy or dramatic monologue are used by the author. We have to see also this. So according to Aristotle, exposition, development, conflict, climax and denouement, they are the essentials to be a good plot. So we have to evaluate the things by our own, whether the plot is strong or not. Those students who study drama in English literature or whatsoever story they read, they must understand these essentials. On those basic essentials, we have to evaluate the things. Okay, so unity of time cannot be seen nowadays, and unity of place, it is also not seen, but unity of action, because he has much talked about the unity of action. Each and every character who is taking the action has the proper reason for his or her action. So these are the essentials to be a good plot. Okay, I hope you would have understood this well, because in MA also there is a paper of criticism. You have to criticize, you have to evaluate the things by your own, whether the plot is strong. Don't go other. You have to evaluate by after reading, while using these things, on that basis we have to evaluate the plot also. So these are the essentials. I would like to end my topic here. This is enough for today. You will see in my next lectures, I'll give you some more things to evaluate the plots. Thank you, everyone.